Y'all, I survived my first week as a middle school teacher. Here's some highlights. I had a student on the very first day tell me that she liked my flag and told me that she has a very similar one at home, and it made her real happy to have one in her classroom. I had another student tell me that I'm already his favorite teacher, but shh, don't tell anybody. And a nice thing for me is I got my Alexa set up finally. Alexa, turn on the lights. Okay. I hope the rest of y'all that are in school are having just as fabulous of a week as I am. But for real, let's get this weekend started.
Cool. My name is Teacher Roby. I am non-binary. I use they, them pronouns. For example, they are a great art teacher. They taught us how to draw stitch. Many of you already know that about me. Pronouns are super important for myself, for you. It's important that we get it right every single time. If you ever make a mistake, I'll just politely correct you. And you should also be making sure that you use those correct pronouns. If you have questions about that, we can talk about it offline, all right?
When you're 12 years old, you're like, I feel like I'm in the wrong body. And that's fine, like that's how you feel. And then if you continue that lifestyle, then that's your life. But my job as an adult and a human being is to respect the choices other people make.
Shouldn't we be able to define what it means to be born in the wrong body?
Well, we can define what it means to be in the wrong body.
Okay, what is that?
What does it mean?
I feel like I'm in the wrong body. That's what it means.
For
I
example?
think children are extremely naive, and I think children will listen to the adults around them.
You know, 10-year-olds engage in magical thinking, right?
Absolutely. I'm a school counselor. That's my job. I literally do this professionally.
Have you changed since you were 10 years old?
Absolutely.
Did you learn some things since you were 10?
I would hope so.
So probably the way you think when you're 15 is a lot different than 10.
Your morals and your identity, those things for me haven't changed.
Well, when I was
And
10 years
what-
old, I believed Santa Claus came down my chimney and put presents under the tree.
Right, because children believe in magical thinking. Children are extremely naive, and I think children will listen to the adults around them. I'm a school counselor.
C'è la luna, mezza mare, mamma mia, mi maradare. Figli mia, cutterare, mamma mia, pensaccia tu. Se te non ne pisciaolo, chi te viene sempre baccalare del mano bene. Se ci picchia fantasia, baccalare, figli mia. Oh mamma, la 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 la. Oh mamma, la 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 la.
While everyone is talking about racism, let me say this on the topic of slavery: blacks didn't benefit from slavery, just like we don't benefit from abortion. Planned Parenthood kills more black lives in 2 weeks than the KKK lynched in a century. Margaret Sanger said that she did not want the word to get out that she wanted to exterminate the Negro population. There is no slavery like lynching a baby in the womb. The same people who talk about the racist education standards, they turn a blind and deaf ear to the fact that blacks are being slaughtered in this country by and large by the Democrat Party and white liberals who seek to further the plan of Margaret Sanger. Now on the topic of these pornographic books that you keep calling these point of contacts on as it relates to whether they should be read or not. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, currently in Storm Grove Middle School and Freshman Learning Center. Page 265. As if letting him finger me was going to cure all my problems.
Sir, I'll stop
but
you there.
in the end,
Sir, I will
never
stop
told
you
to
there,
get away.
and then
And
we
you
will
didn't.
continue
You stopped
to
rubbing
not look at
circles
that. I'm
on
going
my
to stop
stomach.
you there,
Instead,
please.
you rubbed
Would you
back
cut
and
the
forth,
microphone, please?
gently along my
Cut the
waist.
microphone.
Your pinky made its way
Cut it.
under the
Stop
top of
it,
my
please.
panties
Sir,
and rolled
stop
back
it.
and forth
You don't
from
stop.
hip
I'll
to
ask
hip.
you to leave. Thank you.
He doesn't need a microphone.
Yes, sir, I asked you to stop, and you're going to have to leave if you don't continue with that. Yes, sir. No, sir, I asked you to stop. I asked you to stop. Sir, if you don't, sir, I'm asking you to stop. If you don't do it, we're going to have you removed. Thank you. Please. I've asked you to stop. Yes, sir, I've asked you to stop. Sir, I'm asking you to stop. Yes. And when I stop, it's removed. And I've asked you to stop, so they were removed. Okay, sir. Mr. Teskey, would you remove him, please? 3 warnings. 3 warnings. I've asked you, please, to remove. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you won't stop. You won't stop. I've asked you to stop.
Allow the world to see me removed for reading the pornographic book.
Okay, sir. I just said I've stopped you from reading. It's going to be removed, so I'm going to ask you to go.
This is not right.
Well, it's not right that you're not listening.
Am I right? Yes.
Sir, he needs to be removed.
Kick me out, a black pastor, for reading these books.
Thank you.
Oh, good job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Today I'm going to read excerpts from a book found in Cedar Ridge, Stony Point, and Success High School libraries. Warning, you may want to leave the room at this time. The book I'll be reading from is All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. It's pure eroticism, the graphic sex scenes that should not be available or on display in a school library, regardless of the sexual orientation of the book's main characters. All Boys Aren't Blue just happens to be homoeroticism. It is and is described by the author as his memoir manifesto, which was written to stimulate a child's curiosity and open the door for that child to the LGBTQIA plus conversation. These words are uncomfortable for me to say in front of this crowd here, especially the children that remained in the room. However, here goes. He reached his hand down and pulled out my dick. He quickly went to giving me head. I sat back and enjoyed it, as I could tell he was too. I was experienced in what he was doing. He was experienced in what he was doing because he went to work quite confidently. He then came up and asked if I wanted to try it on him. I said, sure. I began, and he said, watch your teeth. I didn't want him to know I was inexperienced, so I slowed down and took my time and luckily got into a good rhythm. He didn't know I was a virgin, and I did my best to act dominant like my favorite porn star. And then later in the book he says, I remember the condom was blue and flavored like cotton candy. I put some lube on and got him up on his knees as I began to slide into him from behind. I tried not to force it because I imagined that it would be painful, so I slowed down until I heard him moan. I'm going to leave it at that because those are the more calm passages in this book.